for the final for the final part of this commentary, I'm going to I am going to rewind back a little to cover things that were left out of part 3, and also go through and then also and then start going into things for the for the near to tail end of the video. Let's get started.
Kick your ass. I don't even know. I don't even know. Alright, and then another point here, the lady, I just read what her name was too, the one with the really annoying voice. She apparently didn't even do that voice in the movie. It was just acted out by some lady.
And the women who and the actresses who played her in the TV show, she's talking about Rita, and Rita was based and Rita was based on Bandora from Juranger, and Power Rangers used footage from Juranger to portray Rita, and they did that by changing Bandora into Rita Repulsa, and they had Barbara Goodson dub over Machiko Soga's voice, and in American footage in the TV show, Rita was portrayed. Rita was portrayed was Rita was portrayed by Carla Perez in American produced footage, and also Machiko Soga played Rita in Jew 1.1.5 footage. And also Rita Repulsa was originally Bandora in Kyoryu Sentai Juranger. And the reason why Barbara Goodson does the voice for all 3 incarnations of Rita, technically 4, for the, if you count the 2.5 stuff, and anyways, the reason why Rita's voice was acted out by the reason why Rita Repulsa was always voiced by someone else is because they want to keep things consistent, and also Barbara Goodson, like I was saying before, dubbed over scenes that included Bandora from Juranger, so they can turn Bandora into Rita, and change her. They changed Bandora from Juranger into Rita Repulsa. They used the character Bandora from Juranger and scenes from Juranger, which included Bandora. And to cut to the chase, I'm just gonna say this. The reason why someone else always does Rita's voice instead of the actress portraying her or Bandora is to keep is to keep things consistent from the movie to the show, like the dubbed Ranger footage. And moving on.
And then they had a voiceover because I guess that lady couldn't do the really annoying voice. And then, uh, shit, repulsive. Oh shit.
It's Rita. It is Rita Repulsa. Rita Repulsa.
And then the king guy, King Z something, I don't know.
Do you mean? I think you mean Lord. I think you mean Lord Zed.
He was all red and he had like the weird voice too. I just remember Goldar's name because I looked it up earlier because I was trying to explain that he was scary. And then there's the Hawk.
So how come you how come so why so why didn't you so why didn't you look up everything that you could or can or could about Power Rangers about Power Rangers and Super Sentai and and those series and the characters from those series or or um so why didn't you look up so why didn't you look up the names of the other characters such as Lord Zed or Mordant or Mordant like I was saying before I am going to say this. Res- re- Research is your friend.
Oh, dude, I don't know what his name is either. I just watched the movie too. And then of course we have Ivan Ooze. And I don't understand what the fuck. Those little kids can play with the little ooze that he gives out, and then the parents get it and they turn into zombies.
That that makes that makes perfect sense to me. I I go into detail. I go into more detail in 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 part three. In part three, section two.
Um, okay. Again, doesn't really make sense to me. And then he puts those two, the king and the queen lady, in a snow globe. And then they're all like, come on, Power Rangers, kick Avenue's ass. And it's like, cool, maybe you should stop being evil dicks and be nice like Power Rangers. But then I guess that wouldn't really make a good show, would it? But I really think Goldar is way too scary for children's television because I was scared shitless and I'm still scared and I'm 18 years old. Yeah, I don't think he's still on the show now because it got stupid after.
The show did not get stupid. Power Rangers switched to different Sentai footage and costumes. Every 2 years, a different Sentai gets adapted, and by switching to different Sentai, and by switching source material and costumes from the source material, they are keeping things fresh. fresh.
Or the original Power Rangers, they had like SPD, like sped.
SPD stands for Space Special Delta in Power Rangers, and special